Campaign scaling, guys. So like I was telling you all, start with a $5 budget. When you're testing or proving a concept on Facebook, you don't need a big budget. It makes no sense. You can use a big budget and you get more data, but if you don't have the capital, it makes no sense using a big budget. Start small. And especially if here's the thing. When I have clients that have 15 to 20K budgets, I typically do about $25 to $50 a day per ad set, and we usually do about 50 to 100. Because I want a lot of data, but you don't have to go that extreme. $5 is all you need per interest. If you do your research, and you remember what I told you from the first class, you need about 20 interests, really good interests, that has a solid engagement. If you do that, you're golden. So basic budget scaling. I'm going to switch over. Now, before I go, switch over, here's a rule of thumb. Everybody on Facebook has a different way of doing this. Nobody is perfect. And I say that because the way I do it is different than the way Chris does it, and the way that my friend Nicholas does it, my friend Mark does it. Everybody does it differently. But the general rule of thumb is if you follow the guidelines, you should be okay. Because in your industry, it's going to be different than what the industries I do in it. And again, it just comes down to you just going out there and doing it to figure it out. So typically, you test strategies for yourself. It's the reason why I put that up there. Usually, launching for conversions. My metric on Facebook is to make sales. I'm not there to go play pity-patty on Tweetly or whatever. I'm there to make sales. I'm hoping that's the same thing for you all, or to create some type of brand awareness. Usually, optimizing for view content. If you're doing Shopify, that's perfect because you're going to build up your pixels faster that way. Bidding strategy can be automatic, and you can pay for impressions. Just leave it as OCPM. Let Facebook do the heavy lifting. You don't need to do it yourself. Facebook wants to help you. You make money, they make money. You're happy, they're happy. You understand the train of thought? CPM bidding, more budget equals more audience, but it also takes more time. This is why I say do $5, prove the concept. Once you start proving it, you can increase your budget, and you can go to the moon and back. I had campaigns that were running at $800 a day. So it lets you know, and I had about 30 of them. So it lets you know once you get this metric down, you can make a lot of money. Without much pixel data, the audience may not be relevant to people. That's true. That's why it's important you let your campaign run for a minimum of 4 days. Give Facebook enough time so it can find you conversions. Once conversions start coming in, you can start building up the campaign. With more audience and lower click-through rate, the impression rate is higher. That's true. Click-through rate is very important. This is why you need your ads to pop. If they pop in on the screen, that means people are seeing them. Then if you do a good enough job on the ad copy, people will click through. Small budget forces Facebook to find relevant people with your limited dollar spend. That's why I tell you, use small budgets. There's a reason. This is how you get away. This is how you get through Facebook and have them do the heavy lifting for you. So more budget may not be maybe to more relevant people. Again, $3 to $4 is good, but I typically use $5. $5 is usually going to be the standard. You don't need to go more than that. You can if you want to, but hey, you don't need to. With campaigns, performance, and KPIs rising, then it makes sense to increase budget to $8 to $10 max per ad set. Now, this is a little different than how I do it. Again, the person who writes this curriculum is one of my former students, and he does it differently than I do it. Here's how I duplicate and scale my campaigns. After I get my metrics in place and my ads start getting tons of conversions, what I do is every 2 to 3 days, I increase my budget by 20 to 30%. I wait to 2 to 3 days because I want to see if Facebook is going to give me new conversions. If they do, I go again, 20 to 30%, all the way until I get to $25 per day for an ad set. When that happens, do you know what I do? I duplicate. I mass duplicate. I duplicate 10 to 20 times. Then I start the campaigns back down to $5 and build them back up again. The whole premise is, once I have 100 campaigns at $25 giving me an ROI of 200 to 300%, I'm happy, my client is happy. That's how you do scaling. A lot of people don't tell people this because they want people to be naive, but I'm sharing it with you so you can understand it. That's how you do scaling. That's how you be profitable with Facebook. Every new duplicated ad, you start off at the bottom budget of what you started with, and you build it back up. That way you will always maintain a positive ROI. If one of the duplicate campaigns is not succeeding, what to do? Delete it. Go back to the original campaign, duplicate it, start over again. So that's the process. That's the secret to scaling on Facebook, where you can do 300 ad sets and all be profitable.
They're all just duplicates.
Yeah, they're all just duplicates. Like they said, you can go to the Power Editor and duplicate it up to 10 times. Reduce duplicate ad sets to original budget, I just tell you, then increase the ones that perform. For me, every 2 to 3 days, I do 20 to 30%. Long as it stay with a positive ROI on conversion for that ad set, I keep doing the same thing. That's all it is. When to increase budget or not to scale out? If objectives with website clicks and not paying for impression, okay to increase. But paying for actual clicks with low CTR means CPC will skyrocket. Again, if you have a terrible image and terrible ad copy and your CTR is horrible, you're going to pay more. Facebook is now finding more audience to send to you. You're not making Facebook jobs easy, so they're going to charge you. Manually setting bids on clicks can justify a budget increase of 20%. If you're doing CPC or manually doing it yourself, then I will always suggest you increase your budget, your advertising spend by 20 to 30%. It has to be. You have to account for any abnormalities that Facebook will throw at you. You'll be able to control how much you're paying within the ad set. Campaign automation. When cost per lead is consistent at a comfortable level, you can duplicate the ad set in the Power Editor, keeping the same campaign. Again, this is what I'm telling you. Now you can bid on a CPA basis. A CPA basis essentially is you telling Facebook, hey Facebook, I'm only going to pay $1.25 for a lead. Because you figure out your metric, how much a typical lead costs. And here's what you can do. What I typically do, if I'm getting a lead for $1.50, I go to Facebook and say, hey Facebook, find me leads for 86 cents. And you know what Facebook going to do? They go there and find it. Because I season my pixel, I already get all my metrics in place, and Facebook knows that, hey, this guy is serious about finding his audience. He knows everything. He has his pixels seasoned. Let's go help him. And Facebook will give you a cheaper CPA for your lead. Now, you might be willing to increase the KPI budget. Again, once you get to that point, the sky is the moon with the budget. You can increase it to the moon and back. Keep an eye on performance. This is key. If you have a question, go to the mic.
So you manually set the bid to, let's say, 80 cents?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Facebook will then go find me my leads for that. But again, your pixel has to be seasoned. You can't do it with a brand new pixel. Facebook need that data, because once they have that data, they will work extra hard to get you that 80 cents lead. And that way you're saving money and you're making money.
After you duplicate a winning ad, do you optimize it anymore, like from any of your metrics?
Yeah, typically I do, because I still want to see, hey, I'm running mobile. And typically when I duplicate an ad, I just put it back broad and let it go back. Even though it's a duplicate ad, I want to see that, hey, this ad set actually doing better on mobile. And again, once you have your ad set going at $25, it's going to have ad fatigue. A lot of people don't realize it, but ad fatigue happens, and it happens quickly. I had a client who was running a campaign on media buy. We had 80 million impressions, 156,000 clicks in a week in 3 days. Guess what? The campaign was done. Everybody's seen it. It wasn't successful anymore. So ad fatigue happens everywhere. I would suggest every 2 to 3 weeks, you change out your ad images and switch up your copy. It's a necessity for you to be successful. Especially once you pump in the Facebook campaign like this, you have about $125 budget campaigns running, and you're making 200, 300% ROI, it's going to get stale. People are going to see it too much, and people are going to start clicking it down. And then when people start clicking that X button, that's when you know you're going to be in a lot of problem.
Yeah, again. Okay, let's say you're saying to change the image of ad in, let's say, 1 week or 3 weeks, right?
2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, but this ad already gathers some social proof, right? It has some likes, some shares, so you start from scratch again.
Not really, because you can still keep the same ad segment, like the ad set and stuff. You can still keep it, but you can change the image. And Facebook will understand, okay, he's just changing the image, but the ad still is itself. You're just keeping it fresh. Facebook wants you to keep it fresh, and they will still maintain your position or whatever your season pixel is.
You're talking about dark posts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could just share something that.
Okay,
you
this is, after him, this is going to be the last one, because y'all have to take the test. So you could go.
Just really quickly, is that basically you keep talking about the importance of, checking it and checking your measurements, things like this. And one thing that really slammed me one time was, checking it. We're leaving these things run ongoing. And even at $5 a day, underperforming ads are going to wipe you out. So I literally put in a calendar reminder that every single day at 12 o'clock, it reminds me, check your ad. And that way, I've been watching it, but I've been here for 2 days now. I really didn't watch it yesterday, so that's when I paused an ad today, because it's been 3 days of running at a loss. So
Yeah.
Remind yourself, put in whatever ticklers, whatever reminders, because if you forget to check it one day, all of a sudden you forget to check it 5 days, and then
Oh, yeah.
that can really hit you hard.
Oh yeah, and Facebook will be getting their money. So, yes. Now, guys, you can get seriously serious. That's it. I just told you all how to scale, how to be successful with Facebook. You're good to go.